Welcome everybody to Ziggy Blue Up TV. Today I'm here, but make sure you like, share, subscribe. But today I'm here to talk about the coronavirus, the COVID-19. So basically, I know a lot of different people with it, people without it. I know doctors, I know lab testers, I know different people in the field and people outside of the field. So I'm just here to talk about, different things that's associated with it, things to look out for, things that you could use to prevent symptoms of stuff like when it's coming about, different things like that. You could also be asymptomatic. I'm going to get into different brackets and different categories and scenarios with it. So let's start off with basically, let's see, we're going to start off with, I guess we could start off also with conspiracy theories. So there's this thing going on with 5G. 5G is causing the coronavirus, and Wuhan, China was the first person to have 5G connection, LTE. That cannot cause a virus. Viruses is something that it could be man-made, it could be something that's manifested, something that evolved, something that altered itself to become what it is. Viruses is not something that could come from a machine or something like that. You could get cancer and you could get diseases and stuff from technology, but not a virus, not a viral infection. What I do believe about the 5G, what can happen is, 5G with the radiation and different things like that, things our body is not used to, it could alter our immune system. So therefore the virus can attack us and get us better because when you use the computer too much or the phone too much, you might get drowsy, you might get dizzy, you get lightheaded, you get faint. It does things to our body. It makes it come out of its natural zone. So something as 5G, something that's so strong out there, satellites, different things like that, it can alter us as human beings. Another thing I want to get on to is what they say about it can last up to 7 hours and 7 days 7 hours is possible. I meant 5 days, 7 days, and all that. Viruses do not live outside of a host for that long. It has different categories and different things that, it depends on if it does survive outside of the body, but it won't last that long. Temperature, coolness, antibacterial stuff, bleach, different things like that. If you look at other viruses like HIV is the human endometrial, whatever, virus, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting tongue twisted. That's a virus as well. HIV is a virus as well, and that's something that can't live outside of the body. It could be contaminated blood, it could be, mucus, shit, whatever it may be, even if it's tears. There's little traces and stuff of HIV in tears and stuff like that. But as that leaves the body, it leaves the host, it cannot manifest, it cannot live, it cannot stay there. It needs something to bind with, and that will be our membranes, our cells, something to connect with. So if we don't have that thing to connect with, it will start to deteriorate and start to die and evaporate or disperse, or however you want to call it, initialize it, or whatever the case may be. Another thing, now, people is gearing up, wearing masks and gloves and different things like that, and taking the necessary safety precautions. But the thing with that is, say for instance, you have, just use what it is, a mask on your face. There's people out there that's not doctors, people out there that's not nurses, the reason why I'm saying that is because these people, the nurses, the doctors, the pediatricians, whatever it may be, when you're in like a medical field, there's certain habits, certain routines, certain things that you get into, whether it's washing your hands correctly, knowing how to go in between your fingers, covering 100% of your hand, different things like that. Also, when it comes to removing gloves, how to take it off correctly. I wish I have gloves and stuff like that, but I'll get into that later, how to do so. But I'm just more or less, you could also go on YouTube and different places and see how to necessarily wash your hands, how to remove these masks, how to remove these gloves, and different things of that sort. Back to the gloves and the masks, like people wear it and I see them having the gloves on, they're still eating, they're still touching their face, they're interacting with a lot of people, and then you still have these gloves on. You have these gloves on, you're still contaminating different things. contaminating objects, yourself, other people. You're supposed to have these gloves for when you're about to do something, when you're about to engage in that one or two things. You use the gloves to make sure you handle what you gotta handle. You know, different things you gotta handle in different scenarios like that. Mask, not a lot of people know how to take it off. You don't take your mask off from the front. If you're trying to protect your face, imagine something with all this bacteria, all this contamination, and it's right there sitting on your face for practically all day or for however long you're outside, or you want to protect yourself. You put in your same mask, the same gloves with the mask on your face. Some people don't do the right thing. Some people go, if you remove the gloves first and then you go ahead and remove the mask, you basically just infected your hand. If you have the gloves on and then you go remove the mask, that's something good, but you gotta remember you have some contamination on your hands, so you don't remove the mask from the front. You never do anything frontal. You remove the mask from the back, from a place that's away from the area of where you can get infected, which will be your eyes, your nose, your mouth. You can't get infected from someone giving you the corona by touching your skin or anything like that. You know, it gotta go through body fluids. It has to go through your skin membranes. It has to get into your system. So, you know, when you're wearing a mask, honestly, there's like a lot of sides towards a lot of different things. You could go online and you see, they say don't wear the face mask unless you're sick. Then they have on the news saying, oh, I see a lot of people not wearing the face mask and protecting themselves. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts, but you have to use your own decision making from yourself, from within yourself, and think what makes sense. You can't rely on the news and media and certain things like that just to get all your information. You have to do your own research. You have to evaluate. You have to consider and reconsider and do different things like that to make sure that you're protecting yourself, the loved ones around you, and different things like that. Now that's a segue for that. Now we're going to get into symptoms and different things like that, because like I said, I do know a few people, not much, but I do know a few people that have the virus. I know people that was asymptomatic, which means that they didn't have no symptoms. They didn't cough, they didn't feel sick, they didn't feel no type of fatigue, nothing. Like how HIV could be asymptomatic, you don't feel nothing, like nothing really goes on. So I'll just say a person that I know, I'm in a program and we go around and do things, but however, he's affected. He's been affected this is his fourth day. For the first 2 to 3 days, he got sick, he didn't feel too well. He couldn't really walk, he couldn't really get out of bed. His wife is infected as well. His kids is not affected, thank God, not as of yet. But they do have to do safety precautions because they live with the kids. But however, he couldn't get out of bed, he couldn't really walk, he was struggling, he could breathe and different things like that. But everybody has symptoms differently just because you have a shortness of breath. It don't necessarily mean, oh, I got the corona. You could be smoking cigarettes, you could be doing other activities, you could not exercise that much. So it's like different things that you have to look at. But he didn't feel himself, he couldn't really move, he wasn't really motivated to do anything. But now he's getting better, he's up, he's still sniffling, he's like he have a cold and stuff like that. But more or less, he's recovered, because a lot of people within 3 days, 4 days mark, what they say is you can't get out of bed, you don't get better, you don't move around and stuff like that. So, that's that. I will have another video, y'all let me know, like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what y'all think. If y'all want more information, different things like that, just let me know.